I'm Lisa,
And I'm Ray.
and you're listening to
This Midlife Hustle.
Today we're going to be talking about our TikTok journey.
Yeah, I've been having some fun on it, and I never thought I would. You sucked me
didn't
in. I used to joke around like, oh, you get lost in the talks today, and now look at me. We're sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Your nose is buried in the phone. My nose is buried in the phone. And I'm like, is what our life has become?
I'm shocked as well. You're like now I'm getting annoyed that you're on it and more than
Hey,
me.
you created this monster.
Yeah.
Before we get into, I'm enjoying it to a large degree, and I think you are too. And we're trying to use this as another kind of side hustle, right? You're trying to get into TikTok shop affiliate. I'm trying to do the same. We're doing it through different modes, and you got a jump start on me, and you're learning all this stuff and trying to teach me. Before we get into it, I just want to cover something quickly.
Yeah.
In the podcast format here is, what do you think about this? I mean, I personally don't think TikTok will be banned as of January because I think there's too much money involved. They'll certainly figure out a way to like transition it to a U.S. company. I think there's just too much money on the table, right? So that's what I think about that. But what do you think about these states suing TikTok, saying that they've created an app that is so addictive and so like the algorithm itself is designed to hook you, right? What do you think about that? I'll tell you my thoughts, but I just want to get your raw reaction.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing ever. Then everyone should not have a phone because how many people are addicted to their phones?
Right, like every app,
Everything.
This
TV.
dopamine drip of like getting notifications. I mean, it started with Facebook and YouTube and other apps. Like everybody wants your attention. It's daily active users so they can sell you ads and stuff. TikTok's not unique to that.
Yeah, I think there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's Threads, which, there's just way too much. I mean,
right. The goal of all these apps is definitely to keep your eyes and attention on their app. Yeah. So what's unique to TikTok other than, maybe you can argue that, the scrolling.
It's real people and it just satisfies certain people's, I don't know, stuff that they crave, like people cooking. Or, I mean, you know how I am. I can watch someone cook on TikTok or someone cook on the TV. Like, what is the difference?
Yeah.
What is the difference? Like, so
so let's just talk about these lawsuits for a second. I haven't done my research on this. Normally I would do some little research before a podcast, but we're following this raw and impromptu format we're trying to do these days. And I didn't really plan to talk about this too much. It's just been on my mind because I just saw these news articles coming out. And I think the premise of them is that that they're especially causing kids to get sucked into this world and force them almost to they can't look away. I mean, it just seems a little ridiculous to me because on the one hand, I get it. But on the other hand, like all the other, like when our kids were raised and even I know parents in this generation have a unique, different problem to solve. But there are ways to block the apps from your kids. And if you're an adult who is thinking that, like TikTok's doing something bad here, like just don't use it. Like there's so many like cigarette smoking and alcohol use and anything else in this world, the prescription drugs you take or the supplements you take. If you don't want to do it, just don't.
Yeah.
Right. Gambling. Right. If you don't want to do it, just don't. And if you have a problem where you can't help, but don't penalize all of society because you have a problem. Like let's get that person some help in some other ways.
Yeah.
And that goes to things like TikTok as well. People are basically getting addicted to the dopamine drip. And I don't think TikTok's any more guilty than any other app for doing that. And to a degree, you can't blame them. Like, isn't that what game makers do as well? Like, why don't they show you the time in a game? Because they don't want you to think about how long you've been playing the game. Right. They want you immersed in that world.
I was about to say that. Like, there's Minecraft. There's all these other addictive games out there. Astro.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much.
Yeah. And I did not, I have to, I'm going to come clean here. We haven't had this conversation yet. So it's the first time I'm telling you this. I didn't fully appreciate how unique the TikTok platform is compared to other social media venues. Like now, my vision now is that like Facebook is for certain things and keeping up with people. And like Facebook is almost for like family and close friends for keeping up and that type of thing. Instagram is like a great at being a portfolio.
Yeah.
Right. YouTube is great for like longer form content, even though they're trying to get into short form content and all that. YouTube is great for any number of other reasons. But TikTok, there's a different vibe on TikTok than I've seen on all the other social media apps. You're right. It's kind of like a raw feed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all these different like rabbit holes you can go down. And like I accidentally went down these weirdo rabbit holes
Yeah.
at one point. People doing truly freakish things, not offensive things, but just strange things.
Yeah.
And that's fine if there's a community for those people, right? That's
Yeah.
why, who am I to say? That's just something I didn't, it's not that I didn't even like it. I was curious about it, but it's not that I didn't want my feed full of it,
Yeah.
I'm talking about people like, like juggling strange things and doing hula
Yeah.
hoops and all this type of like, I'm not talking about the dancing and all these other things, but so I was just seeing people doing strange things. And, but again, like the algorithm is there to like figure out what you like and try to keep you engaged is all it's trying to do, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the TikTok being a unique format. The lives on TikTok are completely different than other platforms I've seen. In the kind of the way the content is presented for most people. There are the dancers and all this other stuff, but there's just a lot of people also being real sometimes. I think I remember criticizing you one time, like somebody going on the app and just like crying. And I was like, who wants to see this? It like annoyed me to see somebody crying. But now I've been on the app for a while and I've seen, I don't know that this is, I know there's trolls everywhere, but it's actually kind of unique and interesting. That person who was crying got a whole bunch of support and feedback and help.
Yeah.
She may have been depressed and needed somebody to reach out to and didn't have anybody.
Mm-hmm.
She puts this video out on TikTok and she gets all this engagement from people trying to support her and help her. And there's, of course, TikTok is full of the weirdos and the sugar daddies and the investors and the,
oh my God.
and the muse scams trying to tell you they want to paint something for you and all that baloney that happens everywhere, scammers everywhere. But I'm just saying, like, it was unique to the TikTok community. I'm going to come up for air in 1 second. I'll tell you one more thing. I saw somebody recently posting that they put the same video, like she was a kind of a popular-ish social media person, influencer, and she put something up on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and she got nothing but hate and trolls and bad comments on Instagram and YouTube. And on TikTok, the vast majority of what she got was support and positive energy. And it's like that. I think that's great. It's a different kind of platform. I know that's not, it may just be her sphere of influence. I know that people also get negative stuff on TikTok. That's, you're not immune from it anywhere, but I'm just saying it's like, it is a different kind of community that I'm seeing there.
Yeah.
So, so I resisted for a long time. And when I saw you having fun, I was like, you know what? Let me try to have a little fun. I've been doing stuff on YouTube, trying to have a little fun on YouTube over the years, but it's like this, they're like the masters of short form content where you can just go on there and I can do like a 7-second skit or joke or something like that and feel like there's an audience. Like, how awesome is it that you can put something out in the world? And I mean, I'd be happy to have like 100 people say, hey, that was cool. I enjoyed it. Thanks for the laugh. But I'm getting, on one of those videos, getting 6,000 people, right?
Yeah.
Like saying thank you. That was great for, thanks for the laugh. I mean, and I'm not, I'm not any big influencer. I'm trying to do my grind and do my thing. But anyways, that's kind of where I stand. Coming back to the question I was asking is, who are you to, like, why are they trying to sue them? Like, what I don't know. I just don't understand
it's just
it.
so stupid.
Yeah.
That's just me. I mean, it's silly. It really is. I see. Just don't download the app then on your phone if you don't want to, or if you don't want anyone in your family to have it. Just ban it from your own.
Just don't use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
then
ban it from
if
your
enough
own,
people agree with you, then the app would go dead.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then it's just something you're not into, and that's fine. There's plenty of things that I'm into that you're not.
Yeah.
Right. Like.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that. Let's go back. Come back to what we were trying to get at. Let's explain how your TikTok journey as a creator, like you've been using it for a while, but you decided to be a creator. Tell us about that so that then you can tell them how you sucked me in.
Honestly, so many people are making money on this app, but sometimes I feel like it's so fake and it's so like, not fake, just like I don't see enough influencers being like real and raw. Like I honestly like have gotten some products and I'm like, if this company really wants me to do a review on it, I will, but I'm going to be completely honest. Like, because I think it just to make the money out there.
So you're jumping your analysis directly into the affiliate marketing stuff.
The affiliate, like when I
So, but let's back, just if you don't mind, from my perspective, because again, we're having this conversation raw, and I'm just curious how you even got to that point. Like, you'd been a TikTok user for years. TikTok suddenly makes this move into TikTok Shop. Can you tell
it's
me and
been
our audience a little bit, like, your perspective on how the shift happened? Because I'm hearing a lot of
for
people.
me.
Well, hold on one second. I'm hearing a lot of people say that TikTok feels like a QVC to them sometimes now.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. So I have no idea how my feed shifted from laughing to watching cooking to now I'm a TikTok affiliate. I honestly, like, I think it was just, let me see if I can do it. Um, but I just started off years ago, literally because my clients were mentioning things that they saw on TikTok.
So that's how you got involved.
Yeah,
Because they're
that
showing you hairstyles and things like
yeah,
this.
colors, hairstyles, cuts.
Okay.
Now a lot of these people, they saw the cut that the person did themselves, and it was just a hot mess. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll just get TikTok because now I have to, because my clients are referring
Stay on
things.
top of the trends and
Yeah,
everything.
stay on
Okay.
top of the trends. Some of this stuff was not even trends. It's just someone with scissors who got scissor happy and just got lucky that their hair looked amazing afterwards. Like, amazing after they styled it. I would love to see that, like the wolf cut. Okay, that thing was just someone who took scissors and just over directed their hair and stuff like that. So, and made it look like a nice haircut at the end of the video.
Okay, so that's what got you sucked in.
Yeah.
And then you started enjoying the platform.
I was
What did you
laughing.
enjoy about the platform? You were laughing now.
I was laughing because of the stupidity, like the silliness, the dancing, the scare tactics, the things like that. Like,
Right.
I'm a person, I always say that I'm going to hell because I laugh at someone else's pain. Like that, and TikTok.
Right. You say that as a joke because
Yeah.
we also call you God's favorite because
Yeah.
you give your shirt off your back to somebody to help them out as well.
Like literally I would.
Yeah.
So it's to me, it was entertaining. And then I have to say, quite honestly, lately I'm just feeling like, where's like I'm actually searching the people that I used to enjoy watching because they're not on my FYP page anymore. And I'm like, okay, I'm starting to miss what I used to watch. So I'm like going back and searching
but your
for them.
content now. So the thing is, the feed is optimizing you as being a creator. You're trying to learn all these the skills of being a creator. So now your feed is filled with tips for how to be a creator.
That's all it is. Is like
or TikTok Shop stuff.
Like the QVC comment. Like it literally, that's my feed now. Buy this. It's amazing. Look how this works. It's amazing. And I just sometimes I'm like, okay, I need a break from this.
So this is a complaint that's happening. I didn't want to necessarily bust into this, but I've heard a complaint happening with a lot of people who are longtime creators on TikTok saying, like, these are people with like millions of followers. They're saying like they used to be able to put out a video and it would get at least 100,000 views because they have millions of followers, right? Mm-hmm. So they'd put out a video that was well done. These are people who have been tested, right? Mm-hmm. They know how to work the game, mm-hmm. and they're putting out a video that used to get like 100,000 views like right out the gate, and now they're only getting like a couple thousand, 10,000 views, and they have millions of followers.
Saturated with people, and like you said,
well, their complaint is that like basically TikTok is optimizing things like trends, and shopping because they're making more money off of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, they're not giving somebody even with a huge following the opportunity to push, like to become a new trend. It's really hard.
Well, now you have to, if you want to be that person, like you started off that person, now you want to continue being that person. Now you have to pay someone for it to push it out and promote you on Instagram. But like you were saying, like
on Instagram, or
I'm
TikTok?
sorry, on TikTok.
Yeah.
And actually on Instagram too, because a lot of these influencers are now like
everywhere,
pushing like, hey, why don't you go check out my IG?
Well, part of the reason they're doing that is they're afraid. Like if I quit my job with the money I make to earn for our family, if I quit my job and was trying to be just an influencer, and I you can't just put all your eggs in one basket. So they're trying to diversify. They're getting on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, so that they can diversify in case TikTok is affected by this January deadline.
Yeah. So that's why I started live rooms, because now I am going into other people's lives, and I'm starting to enjoy it again. But yesterday I saw a video and I'm getting a little frustrated of the whole engagement thing that everyone's trying to push out there and stuff like that. So I went through my
So
followers.
I'm trying to bring a logical kind of progress of our journey here. And one thing you're missing out, you're jumping right to where you are right now. Like what I was trying to get back to is like your progression from being just a user of the platform to being a creator.
Yeah.
When did that happen? Why did that happen?
I challenged myself to see if I could do it.
Because you saw people making money off of TikTok affiliate, right? You're seeing people putting up ridiculous numbers, like $100,000 in November or something, $200,000 in November.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, I could do that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think what's happening now is the market's becoming saturated with a whole bunch of people saying, I missed that opportunity. I can do that also. Right. So, so that's what it was. You saw that and you're like, I think I can do that.
I'm also, I also took the challenge on because I'm getting frustrated. And I think it's part of like what I do for a living as well. Like the whole being a hairstylist and stuff and being honest with your clients, you know, like if a client comes in and wants one thing just because they see it and it looks good on that person, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to look good on you. And you kind of educate them and say, yada, yada, yada. I think we should go this way and then you have tools to show them why it's not going to look. And I feel like a lot of people buy things off of these pages, influences that are young and they're beautiful and they're gorgeous. But I feel like there's a little bit of fakeness there because they're liking the money. And absolutely, should they make money? Yes. But I think TikTok needs to open their eyes and have more influencers that are real life people that are.
Yeah, believe me, TikTok's not against that.
Going to, like if you're going to buy it from me, I'm a real person. I don't have the stupid filters on. This is me. This is what it's going to do. I'm a real person. I don't have those extra filters. Or I'm not born absolutely gorgeous and stunning that there anything on that. I mean, there's.
Well, you are in my eyes.
Well, thank you. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've gotten sucked into that. Like, oh my God, it looks so good on her. And then I buy the product. I'm like,
it doesn't perform.
This does not look like that, you know? And I think there needs to be more realistic stuff. People on there.
Just so you know that I don't know if you know this, but I spent, that I spent some time in digital marketing. I'm not a guru in that space, but there's it's actually not all that new right now called user generated content, UGC. And that's exactly what some of these brands are doing. They want like organic, natural, not looking professionally filmed sponsorship from influencers and stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm trying to fit in there.
So I'm saying there's definitely a spot for a place for you in that field.
Yeah. But also, which I also realized, I am challenging myself and I'm going to stick with it at least for a year and see. But it's like some of these you need samples and they're not all of them are free. So you have to pay if you want to sell on TikTok Shop. You have to pay for some of these. And I think you realized that the other day, like you have to, it's not like you're a creator now and you just apply to get free samples. A lot of these places don't give free samples or you don't have enough content out there and they won't send you the free. So they'll give you like a discount or something instead of giving it to you for free. But so it's like, okay.
Once you start getting some sales, that'll change because when they see sales, they're like, oh, this is an influencer who knows how to sell.
Yeah.
So, I'll work with them.
So, so I'm in that mode right now.
All right. Again, you fast forwarded.
I know.
You grew. So you had the goal to get to 1,000 or 5,000 actually.
5,000.
Because 5,000 is what it takes to be a TikTok affiliate. Then they changed the rules to say, you can be 1,000 plus and be invited to the program.
Yeah.
The mystery of how you got invited, you still do not know. But a couple things we can give some tips on, but there you'll see all tips are all over the place.
They're all over. Literally, I think it's literally like a lottery.
But there are a couple things you did that not everyone does. Not of course, everyone will talk about engagement. You've been engaging actively. You've been posting every day, which is something you taught me and I've been trying to do as well. That's actually more difficult than you think, but once you get going, it's easy as well.
Yeah.
So you can even if you have a bad day, you can post something. They need to see you posting regularly.
Yeah.
But so you're growing your account and all of a sudden you're in the program. But you also did a couple product reviews that were kind of like pro bono, like just free product reviews.
Yeah.
And maybe that was an indicator that, oh, this person knows how to sell products.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. And
I
then
heard somebody else say that like you have to be using TikTok Shop, and you
oh my God.
to my chagrin, you've been using TikTok Shop more than I would have liked.
I was sucked in for, and this is the thing.
You are still sucked in.
I'm still sucked in, but here's the thing. Why go to, say, store X and pay $30 more when you can get the same thing on TikTok Shop for a hell of a lot less? And they throw coupons at you, Mr. I got 50% off and got sucked in.
Well, I did my homework, though. I got 50% off. I looked at the prices. I compared on Amazon and other places where I can get that same item. And it was like, oh, well, I can get this. This is $5 cheaper. I might as well. Why not? Right. Yeah. Even with the shipping that I had to pay, it was $5 cheaper.
Yeah.
So that's the point I was going to make. I think those days are going to change. I looked at TikTok Shop as a seller, and it's not for me as a small handmade person because there's just too many rules that would be difficult for me to comply with. But the TikTok put a lot of money into the program, like put money into the stuff, like that 50% off. TikTok puts that in. They don't take it away from the seller. For the longest time. They're starting to change some of that now, and sellers are going to kind of pay some of this as well. So it's like this co-sharing, like whatever, sponsored this and that, where TikTok is now like, we can't afford to keep on pumping all this money into the system. What they're trying to do is prime the pump, get you used to buying on TikTok, and then you won't price check anymore. You'll just buy, and they get a cut of all those sales. So that's why they're pushing. Like you did of all the content you did before, you finally got in TikTok Shop affiliate, which is great that you got in, but you just don't know how you got in exactly. But it was interesting to me that like all the other videos you put together, minus one you got lucky on, we still don't know why. It's almost at 40,000 views. All the other videos, you rarely break like 500 views or so, right?
Yeah.
They're usually in the 300-400 range
all
or so,
of
right?
All of my content, shoppable content is over 1,000, but my regular ones are like, I have a few that are like 600, but it's no less than 200 and no more than like 700.
Yeah, well, almost everyone gets 200 as like the testing. Like they test the content and see if it'll work. So almost everyone gets around 200 to 300. I've gotten some that only got like 50 or 60 when I first started, though. But so that's what I'm saying. Like you're lucky to get a post that gets above 500. Like most of them are around 600 or so if they get a little lucky. But most of them are more like 300-400, and then you'll get a 600 or 700 every now and then. But you did your first product video. And that got like 2,500 views right away.
God, yeah.
Right. And I don't know. I think the product, the brand may have actually sponsored your video as well.
Yeah.
Because you can sponsor another video and all that. But I don't even know if it was that, because then you did another couple videos that were product related, and each one of those got at least 1,000 views.
Yeah.
So it's like the threshold for product videos is higher than normal videos. Like TikTok wants to push those out because they want to test you as a seller and they want a cut of those sales.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just found out that you can monetize on lives as well, but like every gift you get and all this stuff, TikTok takes 50% of that. And then if you have
so if you do a live that's a product live.
No, if you do a live and someone's sending you roses and whatever.
So even if it's not a product live, whatever the live is.
Yeah, and they're sending you gifts. At the end of the day, it turns into monetization. And then
I think it's
TikTok,
I heard it's something like the creator earns diamonds and the diamonds can be cashed in. But if you do the math, TikTok is taking a pretty decent cut.
Yeah, so it's almost like 50% off. And then if you have I forgot what it's called now, like an agent.
Oh yeah, these
agents, then
they take a cut also.
They take TikTok's portion, not your portion.
Oh, interesting.
So that's pretty interesting because I'm starting to learn I'm already putting myself at that category where I'm going to need an agent, which I'm not even near there. But I'm just saying, it's just so much that I'm learning, and sometimes I'm missing the fun.
I will say too, if it works that way, that sounds interesting, and maybe it's worth it then, because I've started to see some videos like that myself as well, as I got my account over 1,000, and from what I'd seen from some of the good agencies, they actually spend a lot of time educating you. So there's a lot of educational materials, like teaching you the things that are hard to find out on your own.
Yeah.
What not to do, what to do for success.
Or
and
if you get
It's a real support network.
Yeah, if you get a violation, they figure out what that
They have
was.
a direct access to TikTok, yeah.
So it is nice. It is nice to have an agency, but I'm not there yet. But it's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
So how did you get? I don't even remember now. How did you get me sucked in? So I think this is how you got me sucked in. I now realize that you're going after this as a side hustle.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do some stuff on YouTube, and we're doing this podcast as kind of like an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to do something as a side hustle in addition to the other hustles we do, like I'm doing candle making and all that. And I was like, ooh, this is a platform that I discounted way too long. I see you having success on it now. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I can do this too, right?
Yeah.
And so then I jumped on board, and you showed me, like, I didn't have a big following right away, but then you showed me how to, work the grow rooms and some other engagement tricks and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I'm learning myself as well. This platform is unique from all the other platforms. There's a common thread, like you have to have a good hook and all that. But it's a different platform entirely as far as like what type of content's going to take off and all that. So I'm having a little fun with that. And now I got my account over 1,000 followers. And now I'm trying to think about TikTok Shop Affiliate. And as a result, we both have this third now side hustle that we're doing.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
and I'm starting to get exhausted.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
it's work. It really is work.
It is.
You look at somebody who's like 10,000 plus followers, and unless they kind of randomly, and I'll say this, like, I'm going to use the word got lucky. There's an aspect of luck here, but also if you're a good creator that knows how to strike a vibe with folks, like, yes, there's an element of luck, but there's also an element of knowing how to create content that's really going to get picked up and pushed and promoted in the algorithm. Mm-hmm. But whatever the case, unless you've got that nut already cracked and know how to get like an instant following, it takes real effort to try to build up enough of a community.
Yeah, it's a lot. And the thing is like I stopped doing X, Y, and Z, certain things to grow my following, because it then to go back.
Well, and do you know what I don't understand? I don't know. We're both on the app so much these days.
Yeah.
I see these people who have like 10,000 plus.
I don't know how
followers.
you can
Wait a minute. Hold on. 10 to 50,000 followers, and they're not doing anything with it. They have no content. They've just been on the platform so long that they've accumulated all these followers, but they're not actually doing anything with it. And I see no content being posted.
Right. And how many of those are bots or fake accounts? Or you
can't be. They can't be. They can't have a 50,000 followers and be a bot after all these years.
Let me just tell you, I deleted 1,000 this morning.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That were following me, but I wasn't.
Weren't following you back?
They were my followers, but they weren't I was following them, but they weren't following me back.
Right.
And I just learned some of these I see in these little live chats saying, I want to support, I want this, and they don't. And it's like, you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want someone follow me to follow me. Like, I need to be successful on here.
Right. You want, because over time, you don't just want a follow train of people who are just like, follow me, follow me, follow me. You want people who are genuinely interested in interacting with you organically.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be true followers who are interested.
I mean, when I say I'm engaging, you can say I'm engaging.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I yell at him like, hold on a minute, don't talk to me. I mean, thank God I don't have kids.
Keep your mouth on the mic.
Thank God I don't have kids. Young ones. I don't know how these people do it with young ones. I really don't, because it's just me and you, and I tell you to shut up.
That's right.
I'm in the middle of something.
Overload sometimes, right? Yeah, so it's been a fun journey. Well, I've been focusing. I've got a little bit of a crisis going. I don't know, crisis, but like I've got a dilemma going on with my account that I've been thinking about lately. When I first started on the platform, I thought I wanted to do like pure comedy, and which I still have a lot of fun with. So I want to do more of that. But there's some folks will tell you just be authentic, be yourself. And if that includes a range of things, allow it to be a range of things. Some people will tell you, oh, you got to niche down. But I've heard now that trend is switching. Yeah. Oh, don't worry about niching down. Just worry about being authentic.
Yeah.
Which is good with me because I'm an eclectic person. I have a wide range of things and stuff I'd like to share. I think I'm just going to do that. And if it's successful, it's successful. And if it's not, it's not. Yeah. The problem is if people follow you because you're you and you're authentically you, and some of that stuff is funny and some of that stuff is not, that's great. But if you allow yourself to become a niche brand and people only follow you because you're funny, they like your comedy, and the minute you don't do anything comedy, they're going to leave you. I don't think I want that. So I'm just going to be authentically me. I'm going to do the wide range of stuff I do. And some of that's going to be comedy skits because I feel like doing a comedy skit.
Yep.
And some of it's going to be, tips about like some product I found or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave it at that and see how it goes, because I don't know any other way to be genuinely myself. And that takes all the pressure off of trying to be somebody I'm not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yeah, I just got to find I have to find being happy on the app, making some money.
I'm just telling you, maybe I'm giving you this advice live on the podcast as well. I've seen a bunch of creators saying that the new trend is going to be yourself authentically.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pick a niche.
Yeah.
Don't. Just authentically be yourself. You're a hairstylist. You're a longtime mother. You were previously a daycare worker. You have a wealth of knowledge of a lot of different topics. Just be you. And if that sometimes is an outfit of the day, or sometimes you're excited about a new product you found, or sometimes about your hair, just be you. Don't worry about putting yourself in a category. Just be you.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I'm going to do that.
That takes all the pressure off.
It really does. It really does. And that's the thing. Like sometimes I'm sitting here overthinking.
Right. That's how I feel sometimes too.
Yeah.
Well, if you're interested in joining us on, I think we mentioned it last podcast, but if you're interested in joining us on that journey, I'm at Mr. Mighty 93, and you? I'm
at Mighty Might 93 under Lisa C.
And your Mighty Might is not spelled like your old roller derby name. It's spelled MIGHTY MIGHT 93. You have to see if the MITE is available
is
again.
Available again?
Yeah, maybe somebody's account got banned or something, and you get lucky and be able to grab it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we wanted to say for this episode. I think we're about at time.
Yep.
So until next time, thank you very much. I think you want to remind folks of something, don't you, Lisa?
Yep. Like, share, and subscribe.
Wow, you got it down this time. All right. Thanks. I'll see you.
Bye.